Okay.
Yeah.
What were you just saying?
I was just saying, I think like I said in the letter, there's a balance between that feminine, like, and it's also just like the spiritual aspect that we all have, like praying to a higher power and to have that piece of our spirit and all of us being aligned in that way energetically, but then like just to really like address the solutions and put them into motion. And so then there's going to be nothing, there won't be anything to have tension over anyway, because we're going to be in a new state of communication.
And that's where it's like when I was reaching out to you a week or two ago, being like, Voxer is messy. And I don't know, like, people don't check Facebook because Facebook isn't cool. Like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know.
Fucking Facebook.
And so I'm like, well, the people who like show up are going to like take what they want. And like, if people feel overwhelmed, like, and I've heard from some people like people don't even use that word but it is like there's so many notifications right now. So I think that whole concept of like if the heartbeat really is the 6 or 7 of us, because we balance each other so well. We can like have the hard conversations, and at the end of the day we really fucking love and respect and value one another.
Yeah.
And that we keep that, and that as we have leaders rising up, that like each of the people inside of the heartbeat, like that has to trickle down, in those certain lines. And like you're doing the Thursday morning thing and whatever other people are doing. And then I think that I don't know if it's weekly or bi-weekly, but for now I think weekly is a really good idea of like, I mean, first we're gonna have to have this like 2 hour, like get it on the table. But to like, okay, Eliza, what are you guys talking about on Thursday morning? Or Hannah, what are you talking about Thursday morning? Eliza, what's working well in your body love reset? Ariel, Ange, Rachel, AB, like, and then like if we can help people create the habit of checking their email on Monday morning, we just have to get organized. But if we just say like, here's the stuff, you pick what you want from it. And then I know we've gotten better about being organized, so that the Voxer thread is literally just like reminders or like urgent, hey, pay attention. Like,
What emergency do we actually have other than like
maybe it's like, remember, qualifiers day, or
right, right,
hey, there's this big announcement on that as for 48 hours where you can make the $400.
so cool.
Yeah.
I the email thing I think is awesome, and I've kind of found a way that I think could be really, really good for the team, because it's not through MailChimp or anything like that, and it goes directly to an inbox versus to junk. And
Okay.
I think it's just, yeah, it's setting a new habit that like, and because for my smaller team on Mondays, I've given them like a schedule of like Monday through Sunday, like what events are going on, like what calls are going on, what should you be inviting to, like maybe an idea to focus on for customer care this week, and like just breaking it down. And if we just have a document that even like we could have a short conversation on like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or whenever we decide to make that happen,
Right.
and just like cover those bases and be like, awesome. If anything else needs to be added, like
Totally.
there's definitely a way to do it.
And my only hesitancy, and again, I don't like using the F word, but I think it's almost like a little bit of a fear, is because I don't want the email to end up on one person. I don't want it to end up on you. And if people aren't being organized in their stuff, unfortunately, it falls on the people who show up. And that's why I've been hesitant about a Facebook page or whatever else, because we got to pick it up. But if we're all committed to like, okay, I'm gonna be organized, and on Friday night, like send my stuff in or whatever that looks like. I don't know, but like it's just a willingness to show up and give grace when we don't, but like show the fuck up.
Well, I think something that we could do is break it down, like, and it probably would be better if I could show you how this Google Streak thing works, but
Yeah. Is this the CRM thing you're talking about too? Cool.
What could be really cool is you are responsible for sending it to your downline. So if
Yes,
you want to use it, you have to do it.
absolutely. You have a responsibility. Someone else isn't going to wipe your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's good. And another thing that I've been really thinking, I mean, God, there's so many moving parts right now, but I feel like I'm like
No,
playing catch up.
hamster.
But it's good because I'm like, and we all have to be like, I'm not working after whatever o'clock at night. I'm taking this day off. Like we have to do that too.
Well, I think, yeah, giving our team our hours.
Right. And so that's where I was gonna say is like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finally get my calendar like legit again. But
Right.
if as the heartbeat, we've talked about a monthly calendar, and the reality is we have it's 35% there.
Right. Right.
But if we could like be like on the last, like we are calendared that on the last week of April we have the next 4 weeks planned out,
Yep.
and this person's talking about that, this person's talking about that. We always need to be addressing something in the hub so people are actually utilizing it. And I really feel like I love like the cacao thing. I'm like, that's so who we are. And so whether it's cacao or it's a meditation or something, I'm like, do we do that monthly? Do we? Okay. Cause I was like, what's that?
Are you saying internally or?
Yeah. I'm like, or is that like a bi-monthly thing? Not bi-monthly, like every other month sort of thing? Because that's really powerful. But if we do Celebration Tuesday one day, which is, we're going to have to start getting organized with that because we want to make sure everyone's recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're doing a hub training. I do think it's really nice to have a guest speaker pop on, but maybe it's like every other month rotates between a guest speaker and like some sort of ceremony or gathering. And again, this is all fluid, but these are things that I've been thinking about, and it just takes like actually organizing it and doing it.
Right. I
And that
think,
would be one
yeah, a
thing.
place to organize our thoughts is really, really important. Um, I mean, and just to keep it super simple, like it could be an Excel spreadsheet, it could be a Word document, something in Google Docs, but like somewhere that is like, okay, this is everything for team call that we're like ideas and things like that, and like the schedule, and okay, this is for our weekly email, like make sure you submit like anything you want on it by X date, um and like you have to send it to your people.
Right. Right.
um
And that's where it's like, I'll raise my hand to with along with the majority of our team that like blueprint is actually the last thing on on my thing. However, thank you, rest. And I'm getting a lot better with it. And it's because I'm making it a priority. And so I feel like you and Ariel and Angie you have blueprint. Like that is part of your makeup. And I would say that the rest of us, we strive for that. And what Mitra said is like, when you can bring more blueprint into your business, I don't remember exactly what it was, but at Steamboat, it was like essentially like your business is going to multiply like crazy and let's make
well,
some money.
it's the bit, I mean, for me it's still my third.
Gosh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, well, nurture and action depending on the mood, but blueprint is still my third. It's not,
Okay.
but I lean into it because I
It's
mean,
probably a higher number. I mean, it does,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, number, but like it for me, I'm real. The correlation between being organized and have like your bottom line,
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing. Like, and I want, and ever since I heard like you have to treat this like a business to get paid like a business, I'm like, I don't, my, and this is a fear of mine, but I feel like it's in some good concrete thought, like to put all, and it's because I've seen it with Ariel, like put all this work into getting all these customers, getting all this team, and then because you don't have the systems there and the consistency, it drops, and you've lost an opportunity to, yes, like capitalize, but also to make an impact. and she's the first person to admit that, and that's why she hired me,
Yeah.
and to put those systems in place. But like, I just, I know the momentum that's occurring. Like, if we can get some
Hmm.
of these things in place now, we won't have to look back. We
Yeah.
won't have to be reactionary.
Yeah. No, yes, 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 yes to everything. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, we talked about a lot of things, but in reality, it's like I want the heartbeat to be together to converse around this. And I think first things first are how are we going to communicate to our team so that nobody's feeling like I'll admit, like I've been saying a lot, but I've been doing it because I'm saying this to the recording right now in case we share this. But like I'm sifting through a lot of things I'm getting, like the amount
I'm
of
sure.
messages and like shining star and all that. So I've just been giving like the things that I've felt, and when I really am doing my best job to just guide through spirit right now and pray for us as a collective. And it's a lot and it's unorganized. And I'm really grateful for this. And so I think that maybe that's like a top priority of like, okay, how do we like utilize the Abundance Project Baxter chat and the Facebook group?
Yep.
And then figure out how we're communicating with our teams, and then actually organize, like finish completing organizing team calls so that people are prepared with specific topics that are set up for the month in advance.
I, for me, that, yeah, those things I think will make massive shifts.
Totally.
They almost feel small, which I think is really funny.
Yeah, right.
Like when we say it, we're like, oh, that's not that much. But so it's interesting. And this is me being so creepy. Um Carly Lindor from Beachbody. So all of her team calls are on her YouTube channel. And that's how I learned about her Google. She uses Google Streak, for example.
Okay.
That's how I learned about it. And something that I really love that she does is her team calls, she has a presentation. Even if it's 3 slides, like there's something that people can like see, reference, and it's run down the leash. So any of the other people on the that present, so like her, I mean, whatever they call them, their emeralds or diamonds or whatever, will do a training on something. They choose a topic, and it is an hour, I think, as opposed to 30 minutes. So we can do a 20-minute presentation, right? Like, it's just, it's such powerful public speaking skills too that they're building, and they're so inspirational. Like,
Awesome.
how incredible to like get Angie up there for 20 minutes to talk about something she's passionate about, you know?
Well, and maybe that's where it's like, if we do have this like first call of the month is like a hub training and like get into action because it's the first of the month.
Right.
Second week is Celebration Tuesday, and we actually get our shit organized around that so we can recognize everybody, and we can talk about how we want that to go because we're going to have so many people to be celebrating 30 minutes.
Oh,
It's a
good.
good problem to have. And then the third week, maybe that's the rotate of the cacao ceremony and like guest speaker every other month. And then that last week, maybe that's where it's like we have a guest speaker from our team. I don't want anyone to feel left out though. However, I like what you're saying. And it does, I mean, like when you are new and you are given a platform to speak, you spend days putting that shit together.
Totally. And it makes you have that sense of ownership. And like that, the thing that is interesting is like, I know that each one of us that is, in the heartbeat has the ability to have hustled and gotten there and like proven ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know how much that meant to me.
Yeah.
And
Maybe it's something, just because I think there's going to be a lot of people for that, a good problem to have is like the hat's coming back. But like, hey, if you want to share, if you want to showcase something, like talk with your upline And so you can like talk with your upline, and then like you put your name in the hat, and like we draw at the beginning of the month, so you can like present the last week of the month on that topic. And that way it's fair. It's not like, oh, we're picking this person.
Right. Well, and it could be a mixture between output, basically like if we're doing like a tracker of sorts of like
Yeah, that's a good
who
point.
had the most reach outs this month,
Yeah.
and like who had them, and what's hard is like outcome is, I think, sometimes more difficult because it's not always,
Yeah.
sometimes the stars align, we all know how that happens, is like all of a sudden everyone I've planted a seat with wants products this month. you know but yeah, and I like the idea of also, because I really do hope people are chomping at the bit to do that.
Yeah. And we've got amazing, like we have been praying and calling this in and setting so many intentions for this moment for years. Like it's our time. So the organization, so thank you. And I do have to hop on a call here at the quarter past. Do you want to? I almost feel like it might be received better if you go into the Heartbeat and ask if we can set up a time on Monday for like block out 2 hours. And do you think we should share this like last whatever 5-10 minutes? Is that helpful?
Maybe we leave it open for
Like give people the option.
yeah, I mean, they can watch this, or because I think,
Yeah, I don't want another thing. However, I feel like it kind of it could help make that time more productive.
yeah, and also see the energy that we're both in.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe I just preface it by saying Kristen and I just had a really incredible conversation. I was able to address some things that I've been struggling with within our team and our growth, and a lot of things that I know we've all been talking about. And I we've come to the conclusion that we want to talk for 2 hours as the Heartbeat, and get clear on some action steps to get organized, and maybe just say that like I'm going to share the letter that I wrote, so you guys can all hear what we then spoke about. Because like I don't personally, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't listen to the YouTube.
Okay.
To be
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I think
I feel like a few people would, but we can just give it options. If you want to listen, if you want to read, awesome. And if not,
cool.
we're gonna be talking about it anyway.
I'm so excited though. I am such a blueprint. I might even just create a quick outline of what this spreadsheet, like our master spreadsheet, could look like that we can collaborate on.
Yeah.
And kind of the sections we need to discuss, so we can take notes in it on Monday.
Sounds good. Yeah, I really got a boogie. I love
Okay.
you an insane
Let's
amount.
go.
Okay, Fox
The
me
protocols.
about that.
Okay.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.